Are you struggling to unwind after a long day and/or are you looking to improve your sleep? Do you struggle creating a night routine and/or staying consistent with it? If, like me, you answered yes to all of those questions, then the good news is today we're going to do something about it. If we haven't met yet, my name is Isabel, and this channel is all about embracing your weird in order to build a better brand, business, and life. And maybe you have had success before with your night routine, but now you just can't keep consistent with it, or the one that you were following suddenly stopped working for you and you don't know what to do about it. Now, I know that that's what happened to me. I had a great night routine last year and the year before, but for some reason in 2024, it stopped working for me and my brain wants nothing to do with it. And now I figured out why that was happening, which you can see in my How to Build Consistent Routines video. And so today we're going to do something about it, which brings us to step one of our journey. So let's go. Step number one is looking at what's your current night routine, aka the ideal that you had set that you were following before or that you wanted to follow, but also what are you actually currently doing? Now, I have a notebook right behind me, so I'm going to write down both of those things and I'll be right back. Okay, so we're back and I've written it down. And so in my current night routine, I have things like feed the dogs, make dinner, have dinner, refill my water bottle, prep my coffee pot, walk my dogs, brush my teeth, shower, get in bed, read, and sleep. I also have a little note to myself of no screens after 10 p.m. Now, the next thing, I also wrote down what I'm actually doing. So that leads us on to step number two, which is to compare and contrast these two lists, okay? So I get to ask myself three questions. First of all, what am I actually doing that is on both lists? So things that I'm doing that are on both lists include feeding the dogs, walking the dogs, prepping and having dinner, showering, brushing my teeth, and sleeping. That's it. Now, second question is, what do I need to stop and or change of what I'm actually doing? And there is one huge thing glaring at me, which is Netflix and or TikTok. So instead of reading and doing all of the things that will make my evening relaxing, a lot of times I'm falling into the Netflix and or TikTok social media doom scrolling habit. So that is the big thing that I need to stop doing. And the last question is, what do I want to get back into? So things that I want to get back into: reading before bed, refilling my water bottle, prepping the coffee pot, and I used to put hand cream on my hands every night, which had my hands super soft and it was great. It was also super relaxing to do right before bed. So obviously I want to bring those things back. Now that we've compared and contrasted, we can move on to step number three, which is asking ourselves, what do I want to start and try that wasn't there before? So I am going to write those things down, think about them a little bit, and I'll be right back. And I am back, and I've written down some things that I want to try. Now, those things include skincare, so putting on a serum, ice cream moisturizer before bed, hypnosis and or meditation, falling asleep to positive and abundant thoughts. Sounds great. I wrote down red lights and or dim lights. Now, I can right now dim the lights that I have. However, I would like to test out including some red lights because red lights mimic the sunset. And so that allows your brain to kind of understand that the day is coming to an end and allows you to sleep better. So I would like to test that out using essential oils and or shower bombs when I shower, some relaxing aromatherapy to get you more in that state. And then an evening gratitude practice, posing a question before bed. Now, this is an interesting thing that I saw on a podcast, and I can't remember which one it was right now. But basically, posing a question before bed, because your brain is actually working, or your subconscious is working as you sleep, sometimes you'll wake up with the answer. So I kind of want to test that out just because I'm curious. Nighttime essential oils. I've been learning more about essential oils, and I have some that a dear friend and client sent to me, and I know she watches this channel. So hi, yes, this is about you. I really want to start trying them and using them every single night. And then finally, I wrote taking magnesium before bed because also that helps with sleep. So that is the things that I want to start and try, which sounded like a very long list, but I'll put it here just so that you can see it in case you want to try it too. If you're enjoying this video, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. It really helps this channel grow and helps me get more of these videos out there for you. That leads us to step 4. Step 4 is to create the ideal routine. Now, I know that I wake up around 7 a.m. each morning, so I would like to be in bed by 10, which gives me 9 hours in bed, and hopefully at least 7 of them are asleep. Okay? So let me write down what my ideal routine would look like based on the things I want to start and try, my old routine, and everything that we've been talking about until now, and I'll be right back. And we are back. So I have written down my new routine over here, and it includes all of the things I said before. I also added after dinner to pick up the dishes, at least put them in the sink. If I do them, that's great. If I don't, it's fine. But at least put them in the sink, wipe down the kitchen counter, and close the living room curtains. I like to make my house as dark as possible around nighttime, so that will work. And I think that's the only thing that I added that I hadn't mentioned yet. So I will leave my new routine here so that you can see the full thing, which means that we now have to go into step number 5. Step number 5 is breaking it down, because the truth is, even though we would love to do this routine all the time, as humans, we just don't have the same energy every single day. And so while it's lovely to think that we would, we need to be clear on the fact that we don't. I like to create my routines in different levels so that I know what I should be focusing on days where I have less energy. So, first thing we need to do is figure out which of these things are non-negotiable. And by non-negotiable, I actually think of things that I really have to do. My example for that is always walking the dogs. My dogs have to go out at night before I go to bed because they need their last potty break of the day. It is a really short walk. It's not really, like taking them out for 2 hours. It is really just a potty break for them, but it is something that has to happen. And so I'm going to put here the things that are actually non-negotiable. Okay? We have the ideal routine, which is what I like to call the superhuman level. So on days that I have zero energy, let me highlight what would be the non-negotiable things that I have to do either way. And we're back, and I have now highlighted, I don't know if you can see that, what the non-negotiable things are. For me, those are feeding the dogs, having dinner, and notice that I highlighted having dinner, not necessarily making and having dinner, because on a low energy day, I might just order in. So feeding the dogs, having dinner, walking the dogs, brushing my teeth, showering, getting in bed early, taking magnesium, and sleeping. Notice that anything that really wasn't essential, like I put to shower, but I didn't specify with the shower bombs and the essential oils and relaxing music, because on a day where I have no energy, I might not even have the energy to do those things, but I can take a quick shower, right? Which will still help. Notice that I don't have like picking up the dishes, wiping down the counter, refilling my water bottle, prepping the coffee pot. Those are things that on a low energy day, or what I like to call zombie days, don't have to happen. It's okay. Now that we have our zombie level. Oh, and I do want to point out that 8 out of about like 25 things are highlighted. So it is a really simple routine. Now I need to figure out what I can do on most days. So we have the zombie level, we have the superhuman level. Now we need the like regular human level, right? What are the things that I know are important to me and I would really like to do every single day that really help me out, but without going into the ideal world of the superhuman? So let me highlight those in a different color and I will get right back to you. Okay, so now we have our normal human things highlighted. So in there, I added refilling my water bottle because I know that'll help me get water first thing in the morning. If you watched my morning routine video, you'll hear me talk about that. Prepping my coffee pot for the next morning as well, making dinner as well as having it. My skincare is super important, and the hypnosis or meditation before I go to bed. as well as starting to use those essential oils. So again, this isn't my full routine. This doesn't have the wiping down the counter, closing the curtains, picking up the dishes, the shower bomb in the shower, or the essential oils in the shower. It doesn't have the gratitude practice, reading, writing the nighttime question in my journal, right? But it has highlighted the most important things that will make a difference in my next day and or that same night. Now that I have that, I have all 3 levels of my routines, and we can go into the last 2 steps. So step number 6 is supporting your goals. How can I best support this routine of mine? I use something I like to call goal supports to make my goals easier to achieve. The way it works is by thinking of things you can do to make your goals easier. If you watched my morning routine video, you'll notice that I say that one of my goal supports for that is, since it would be nice to drink water every single morning as soon as I wake up, it would be nice to have a filled water bottle on my nightstand. Now, in order to have a filled water bottle on my nightstand, I need to refill it the night before and put it on my nightstand. That is where the refill water bottle part of my night routine comes. If I wanted to improve my sleep, I might invest in blackout curtains or face masks that blocks out all the light. Those are like one-time things that I can do to support and make my goals easier to achieve. I'm going to brainstorm looking at this list in the little slot of paper that I have left. What are some of the goal supports that I can do in order to make my routine easier to achieve and easier to be consistent with? Okay, so for goal supports, here are some of the things that I came up with. Set an alarm at 7:30. 7:30 is when my routine starts, and it starts with feeding the dogs. So I'm setting an alarm to remind me to feed the dogs, but also as a reminder of, hey, your night routine is starting now. Set an alarm at 9:45. 9:45 is the time where I should be doing my skincare routine, and it's also 5 minutes before I should be getting into bed. And so that will serve as a reminder to both do the skincare, but also, hey, you just have a few minutes before you're supposed to be getting in bed. So really focus and get to bed. I have the shower bombs and essential oils near the shower and visible so that I'm visually reminded to use them and include them in my shower, have my journal and pen on my nightstand, have magnesium in my nightstand, as well as the essential oils and the hand cream. I have to set a simple alarm at 10 to remind me to take my magnesium. I also said I should make a list of hypnosis or meditations so that I can just choose one from the list instead of doom scrolling on YouTube to find the perfect one that I want to do that night. And then keeping a physical book that I'm currently reading on my nightstand. Now, I do have a rule about the books that I can keep on my nightstand. So they can be nonfiction. If they are nonfiction, they cannot be work related. So I can read any nonfiction books I want as long as they don't relate directly to my job. And then they can be fiction books, but they can't be anything like horror, mystery, crime related. I want to go to bed with positive and abundant thoughts. And even though I love a good crime story, I love a good horror story, that's just not the best thing to read before bed. So I'll read those during the day and at other times, just not right before bed. The other things I put were buy smart bulbs that I can dim and or turn red, buy more shower bombs because I am running out of the ones that I have. So those are just some things that I can do to help support my goals, which leads us to our last and final step, which is to start small. So we want to ease ourselves into the new routine. The idea is going to be to do it slowly. My hyper-focused brain wants to jump right into doing the ideal superhuman routine right away, but I know that that motivation will only last for a little bit. And as soon as the novelty is gone, my brain is not going to want to do it again and it will start resisting it. So instead, I'm going to ease myself into it. Now, I'm going to do this over the span of a month. So on week 1, all I'm going to do is my zombie level routine. This is going to get me into the habit of actually having a night routine again because I haven't really been following my routine, and it'll also help me get into the habit of starting it at the same times, going to bed at the same time, that kind of thing. For week 2, then I'm going to be picking one thing from my regular human routine to add to my routine every day. So for example, on Monday, I would do my zombie level routine, but I would also refill my water bottle. On Tuesday, I would do my zombie level routine, refill my water bottle, and prep my coffee pot. On Wednesday, sorry, I would do my zombie level routine, refill the water bottle, prep the coffee pot, and make dinner. And so on and so forth until I have all the regular human things added. And so for week 3, all I have to do is maintain that. Try to maintain my normal human routine as much as possible. Caveat, if I wake up with 0 energy on one day on week 3, then that day I can just go back to the zombie level. It's okay to take a step back and then work ourselves up again, but the idea is that we're consistently trying to hit that normal human routine as long as our energy allows it. Empathy first. And then finally, for week 4, I would repeat what I did in week 2, but starting to add the things on my superhuman level every couple of days. So because there's only a few of these, by week 4, I would be doing my normal human routine, but I would add to write the nighttime question in our journal. I would add in a couple of days, reading, etc., etc., etc. And then the idea is just to maintain that routine. Again, respecting our energy levels. So if I'm on a zombie level day, I will do the zombie level routine. If I'm on a regular human day, I will do regular human. And if I'm feeling like I can power through anything, then I can do the superhuman ideal routine. And there you have it, a full overhaul of my night routine. I hope this helps you with yours. I also hope this motivates me to keep mine. I'll keep you updated on that. As a reminder, please like, comment, and subscribe. It really helps this channel grow. I make new videos every single Friday. So until then, keep being you, stay weird, and see you soon.